Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna hydrate. Oh, that's right. You need curse for the character. Thank you, thank you. Forgot you need curse for the character. And then we need to survive for 20 minutes. Is that correct? Gets more projectiles every 20 levels. And you know what? Toss me down on the inlaid library. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. Pay out the believers. And then run the exact casino again. How about that? Do you have a weapon? Okay, you do. Whoa, whoa, whoa. The heck? I thought I might die there. You know what? Give me lightning ring. You gotta be... I'm not sure if the whip is amazing or terrible on the library. Because sometimes you can get yourself into a position where, like... it doesn't do what you need it to do. Because you get too close to the top when you're schmoovin'. Whip is good, whip is terrible. That's how you know you got some good game design. Nobody knows. The jury's still out. Give me the attract orb. The attract orb synergizes with Santa water. But you know what? We didn't have fire wand last time, and spinach is always good. I'm going fire wand. What is this creature? It's a panda, but it kind of looks like a... You know what it looks like is one of King K. Rool's minions from Donkey Kong Country. One in chat if you agree. Just the way he's walking. Kind of looks like one of King K. Rool's minions. Two? Okay. Sure. It doesn't look like he's a panda. It looks like he's wearing like a panda costume. Dude, it was so cute. So we were eating dinner last night. By the way, is the person in chat who recommended the foodnetwork.com sheet pan salmon and crispy garlic kale recipe for my dinner tweet yesterday? Are you in chat? Because if so, I made that recipe and I thought it was delicious. It was a great suggestion. Thank you. It's me. It's me. It's me. Feed me. Okay. So while we were eating dinner, you know, we had Elmo at the Zoo YouTube videos on for the baby. She saw a panda. She said panda. We were like, that's amazing. You're so smart. She saw a badger playing with a soccer ball. She said panda. We went, I get why you would think that. The soccer ball is... It's panda-esque in the way that it looks, I suppose. It's got the same kind of, you know, black and white pattern, but, you know... You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. We need more axe damage, I think. Duck? Yeah, she only knows 2 birds. Right. Oh, no, that's not true. She knows penguin, she knows flamingo, but then all other birds, and she knows goose. All other birds are either duck or bird, and that's it. And I was like, you know what? That's probably good enough. Like, how many duck species can I name? You know, or how many bird species can I name? I don't know. Like, I see a bird, I'm like, there's only like 20 birds I could name, probably. Chicken. Okay, she does know chicken as well. I'll give you that. Turkey. Duck. Goose. Eagle. Falcon. I probably... If you showed me a picture of an eagle, a hawk, or a falcon, I could get eagle. I don't think I could get hawk. I don't know the difference between a hawk and a falcon. Shoebill, okay. Pelican, okay, maybe I could name like 30. But there's probably like 5,000 bird species on the planet, right? At least like 90% of them plus are just bird to me. Like, I don't know what a blue-footed booby looks like or anything like that. I'd just be like, I don't know, it's a bird. Birds kind of crazy too. Like, you ever notice, like, most birds go like... But then, like, some birds are like... What's up with that, man? That shit is crazy. So true. Yeah, then you got caw, caw, hoot, hoot, honk, honk. This is crazy, man. This is Freddie Mercury. Da 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 da. I'm just gonna say it. Freddie Mercury at Live Aid when he was doing that. I don't think he was doing it. I'm not trying to besmirch his name. I don't think he was doing it for the fans. I think he was showing off. And I don't stand for that. I don't. So true. He should have done it for the fans. I mean, like, I'm just saying, like, just play the hits, right? -2. -2. Sorry, I meant, whoa, that was the best. I mean, it's very impressive. He's a very talented singer, don't get me wrong. Hey, Dr. Kelso, MD. Thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. How crazy was it that in, like, the early 2000s, there were 2 sitcoms on TV that both had characters named Kelso? What's up with that? Like, I bet if you looked at the Google trends of, like, how often the word Kelso was searched, 2003 was probably the peak. Isn't one of them in jail now? No, Kelso was Ashton Kutcher. He's not in jail. He seems like an okay guy. Hyde, I don't think he's in prison, but he's mega canceled, I think. I think the guy who played Dr. Kelso MD on Scrubs, I think he might have died. And I'm not trying to alarm people. I think he might. I feel like I saw news that he passed away. He's still alive? Congrats. Jay Leno died too. Jay Leno did not die. Chip's just crazy. I don't know what his obsession with Jay Leno is. Ooh. The lawyer did die. It's a sad story, man. I mean, it's sad that he died, but also it's sad because, like, he was on Seinfeld too. He always had that hairline. He played the guy who was obsessed with Elaine because he saw her on the subway and she was reading the TV Guide, which was his favorite magazine. And then, of course, Elaine left her TV Guide on the subway because she was running away to try to get away from him. But then it was Frank Costanza's TV Guide, and he was like, "Where's my TV Guide?" So she had to meet him again because you get the idea. What? I don't know what to do. Tome is magic wand. King Bible synergizes with Spellbinder. Is that correct? Spellbinder? No, dude, what the heck? Just give me reduced cooldowns. That's just good. By the way, I can't snap, really. I'm not a good snapper. I'm a great whistler. Like, I can't sing, but my whistling is, like, pretty on point. But I can't snap. As long as we're talking about things that you might take, like, an afternoon to learn when you're 9 years old. I can juggle 3 balls. I can whistle. I can't snap very well. I can crack my knuckles. I can definitely blow a bubble with a piece of bubble gum. I can do some small yo-yo tricks. I can't do a wolf whistle, though. Can you shuffle? Not really. I'm not a... I mean, I can shuffle, but I'm kind of slow at it. That's axe. We want that. I can roll my tongue, but not into the clover. I can roll it into, like, a hot dog bun. I can't really roll my R's. I cannot lick my elbow. I cannot ride a unicycle. To the best of my knowledge. This might sound mean-spirited. I feel like I need to watch, like, a YouTube video that's called, like, worst unicycle crashes caught on film. Because I actually see them... I would say, like, once every 3 months in Vancouver, I will see a unicyclist. It's not always the same person. But I've never... They're always so fast. And they're, like, you know, just cruising up hills, going, like, on your left. But I've never seen them fall. You know they've fallen. And they have nothing to catch themselves. I guess you just kind of, like, let the bike go and you just land on your feet, but... But I always think of it as going to be like those hoverboards, those quote-unquote hoverboards, where the people are always, like, in full biking leathers when they're on them, because if you fall down, you're going to, like, lose a bunch of teeth or something like that. It's just like driving a regular bike once you learn it. But, like, how do you steer? 32 unicycle crashes not to watch at 3:20 p.m. So true. Honestly, and I am pro cyclist. Okay? I bike, not just on the Peloton. I've been known to bike outside in the city. I'm happy my city has great biking infrastructure and a good biking culture. But I will say, I do get annoyed when I see people showing off in the bike lanes. And maybe that makes me a bit of a boomer. But, like, when someone's in the bike lane that is, like, attached to the road, and they're, like, biking with no hands on the handlebars, or also, like, texting on their cell phone while they're in the bike lane, I'm like, you should be in court. Maybe not in prison, but, like, in court. I do that all the time. But why? Like, doesn't it just take, like, one little gust of wind to... If your hands aren't on the handlebar, one little gust of wind pushes you into the lane, and you could face danger. That's like me saying, like, I drive sometimes with no hands on the steering wheel. It just seems like the bike lane is for travel, like focused travel, so you don't hit a pedestrian, you don't hit a car, you know, you don't hit another cyclist. Well, you try not to, at least. Oh, baby. I mean, I have some biking takes, I guess. I always laugh when I see... And I'm a driver. I'm not like other drivers. I'm a cool driver. But I always laugh when I see drivers say, like, oh, cyclists shouldn't be on the road. They should be on the sidewalk. I'm like, man... I would much rather be in a car and have to slow down because there's a cyclist in front of me until I can, like, get past them than be on the sidewalk and be clipped by, like, 10 DoorDash cyclists every single day who are, like, whipping down the sidewalk at max speed. But the electric scooters are an interesting thing, right? Like, where does an electric scooter go? Do you go on the sidewalk, or do you go in the bike lane / the road? I see a lot of them everywhere. When I see them on the sidewalk as a pedestrian, I'm very annoyed. I'm like, you could have hit me. When I see them in the bike lane, I'm like, you're gonna die. You're insane. You're actually you're gonna either fall off the scooter and your head's gonna fall under the wheel of a large automobile, or you're just gonna get like creamed by somebody who didn't check their blind spot and you're moving at like 40 kilometers an hour down the bike lane. Where is that large automobile? In a shotgun shack, maybe? Every single one of my traffic takes is basically that just everybody should follow the rules. You know? Like, and it gets you in trouble because, like, pedestrians are like, I shouldn't have to follow the rules because the city should be designed for people instead of being designed for cars. That's true, but, like, I don't know if you want to hear this, but, like, there's people in the cars that are also just trying to, like, get home to their families for dinner without, like, accidentally killing somebody because they jaywalked wearing all black Arc'teryx rain gear at sunset, you know, in the middle of a downpour. Like, it's... Just because cars suck doesn't mean you could just, like, throw a monkey wrench into things because your personality is being mad at stuff. Like, that's ignorant. And similarly, like, the cyclists, you know, if you're gonna be on the road in the bike lane, if it's connected to the road and it's not a separated path, you gotta stop at a red light, you gotta stop at a stop sign, you gotta use signal lights, or you gotta have your hands to signal where you're going. And I think also, and again, I say this as a cyclist, I still want it. Sometimes it's kind of hard to, like, in a city, there's a lot of stuff when you're driving that you gotta focus on. And I'll be, like, about to turn right, and then I'll see in my mirror, I'll see a cyclist, like, 200 meters behind me, but they're decked out in Lance Armstrong, like, Lycra. And I'm like, I'm just trying to get home and commute, but this guy's turned the road into his workout, so I know, like, he's not gonna stop to give me a chance to, like, go through. So I gotta stop and wait like 15 seconds for Floyd Landis to come through on the intersection here. Like, the number of times, it's much harder to be a cyclist. Like, it's much more dangerous to be a cyclist than a driver. I understand the disparity there, don't get me wrong. But at least a few times a year, I do see a situation where, like, I mean, like, this was probably like 3 months ago. I saw a situation where someone was turning right, and there was a cyclist that was like 10 car lengths back that just started shouting like on your right, on your right, on your right, on your right. And then they proceeded through the right turn. The cyclist made no attempt to stop until they got like right up against the car. And then they just started like smashing on the window. And they were like, you could have killed me, you asshole. And I'm like, you could have just seen it coming and slowed down for like 2 seconds. It might have fucked up like your Strava stats or something like that, but you're on the road. When you're on the road, everybody's gonna do, like, you know, you gotta watch out for everybody. Not everybody's trying to get like a 140 BPM heart rate sustained in power zone 4 for like 2 hours, right? Like, you gotta, these people are just trying to get to like their appointments and stuff like that. We all got, when you're on the road, we all just are trying to get to where we gotta go safely. Anyway, I'm sorry, I didn't. And then drivers, obviously, you don't even need me to say it, like, pay more attention, stop using your phone. Everybody sucks. That's the answer. I wish to skip this. Everybody sucks here. Also, every item sucks here. Take armor? Ew. I have to think. I need bracer. And I want magic wand. So I would prefer not to take a weapon. We take armor and leave a space for bracer and magic wand. I think that was a good decision. I just be commuting. I mean, it's the same, like, as a cyclist, you get annoyed when people are, like, annoyed by cyclists. No question about it. But then also, even when I was biking, you know, like, outside, you'd see, like, you know, there'd be, like, a nature path. separated bike path for like, you know, just biking through Stanley Park or something like that. And the vast majority of people just be chilling, enjoying the ride. But then every once in a while, you know, like, I don't know, twice a minute for an hour, some dude in USPS cycling singlets and a $15,000 road bike would just like zip by you and be like pissed off. And I'm like, bro, it's Stanley Park. Just relax. Like, can't you just get like an Evo and drive to the Richmond Velodrome or something like that? Oh yes, we need Racer. Like, most people are just chilling. They're just enjoying a little bit of exercise, like being outside. And it's nice that you can, like, you know, be a serious cyclist in Vancouver without having, like, an extreme risk of like, dying. But I'm also like, you guys are also mean to other cyclists. Oh, I was on the seawall the other day in Yaletown, and I'm never going to win that Garmin sprint as long as I get these commuters in front of me. It's like, bro, chill out. We need magic wands. Magic wands. I don't understand anything you just said. Look, okay? I'm just saying everybody sucks here. I have the least problems with pedestrians, probably. I have the second least problems with cyclists. I have the most problems with drivers. So that should still make me at least a little bit based. I will never get mad at a cyclist for making me drive slower. That doesn't bother me. I will get mad at two cyclists that are side by side instead of one in front of the other. And thus they're taking up some of the road unnecessarily when the bike lane exists so that they can be separated and all traffic can flow nicely. Jaywalking take is pure car brain. It's not car brain, it's just, honestly, the internet has radicalized people. So now it's like, instead of, hey, everybody just follow the rules so that you can, like, you know, get where you want to go safely and efficiently, because we all know what everybody's going to do at all times. It's like, oh, I subscribe to r/anti-car, so I'm going to jaywalk because the city shouldn't be existing for cars anyway. Help. Help. It never ends. Yeah, just jaywalk when there's, like, no cars. Or walk, like, half a block to an intersection and then cross over. Like, it's what I don't know, like, a lot of people take it as, like, a sign of weakness if you ever, like, slightly inconvenience yourself to make other people's lives more convenient. I just treat that as, like, living in a society like the Joker or whatever. But I guess I'm, like, a beta or whatever. That I don't mind parking, like, far back at the shopping mall and then walking, you know, slightly longer instead of fighting someone for a parking spot that's, like, right in front of the Hudson's Bay Company. Like, who cares? Thank you, thank you. That's all I got, though. I don't have any other hot takes. I just got this game, my runs are trash. That doesn't matter. The important question is, like, what's your frame rate? Is your frame rate better than mine? Because we got 15 minutes left in this one, and it's already getting pretty slow. How do you feel about the amount of buns in a package at the store? Listen, okay? I'm trying to think. So, like, I bought buns and burgers. I made burgers and ate 2 buns. Then yesterday, I had a leftover chicken breast. I had the chicken breast on a bun. That's 3 gone. There's a little leftover salmon from last night. I'm going to have that on a bun. That's 4. And I'm still going to have 4 buns left, man. I don't know. I don't think I can eat them in time, but I'm going to have to put my buns in the freezer or something like that. It never ends, man. Salmon on a bun? It's the sacrifice you gotta make if you don't want to throw out a bunch of buns. Is you gotta start eating not bun-based foods on hamburger buns. It's a scary world. Do you have the space in your freezer? Yeah. I could fit 4 hamburger buns in my freezer, for sure. I think I could do it. I will say, one of the reasons, like, my freezer is so full, I mean, there's, like, still breast milk in there, for sure. That takes up a lot of space. But someone yesterday asked, and I meant to respond, but I never did. Someone said, hey, NL, how often do you actually use your air fryer? And I meant to respond, because the honest answer, we've had the air fryer for probably 6 to 8 months. I use it 5 times a week at a minimum. Ooh. It's great for the, you know, foods that the baby likes. It's goated for cooking, like, sides for a dinner. Like, you can take 2 russet potatoes from raw to crispy. Like, you know, you gotta slice them, don't get me wrong. In like 15 minutes. It's a dream. You don't have to wait for your oven to preheat. It's a dream come true. It's very convenient. The Instant Pot, I use it twice a month. Hot water heater that dispenses tea-ready water 3 times a week. Air fryer 4 to 7 times a week. Who actually preheats their oven? People who want their food to be cooked properly. Sane individuals with good time management skills. Don't do this again. Look, they chose the fight, not me, okay? You gotta preheat your oven. I mean, I guess technically you don't have to, but like to do the calculus required to adjust the cooking time properly seems a little bit rigorous versus just waiting like, you know, 10 minutes for it to get up to temperature. Like, I don't want to have to do like a double integral in order to figure out how long to cook a frozen pizza if you put it in the oven at room temperature instead of like 350. So we're just going to chill for like another 13 minutes. This is the strongest run I've ever had. Or you can just use a cooking thermometer. Yeah, people in chat who don't preheat their oven are going to open up the stove, and then they're going to put a meat thermometer in the middle of their Red Baron frozen pepperoni pizza to figure out if it's done in the middle. Forgive me if I remain a little skeptical about that. First, now you're not preheating the oven. And then secondarily, you're opening the damn lid, which is probably lowering the temperature by like 20 degrees. You're going to be eating a frozen pizza in the literal sense of the word. Come on, man. Don't insult Red Baron. I don't think I've ever had a Red Baron frozen pizza. The oven lid? You know, well, it's not really like a door. I don't know what you call it. A hatch? A hatch is... That seems fair. A hatch. Portcullis. A veranda. It's literally a door? I don't think so. Doesn't have a lock on it. Can you imagine, though? Yeah, it does. What do you mean? Your oven has a lock? What? My oven doesn't have a lock. You know what? Now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever looked. But it does make sense to make an oven child safe, I guess. Most ovens have a lock. I mean, I'm pretty sure that my oven is from like 2018, so it probably has modern safety features. I gotta check, man. I mean, I don't know what I would use it for. Nobody's stealing my chicken nuggets before they're done. You know what? You could include the lock, just so you don't get tempted to put your food in before the oven's done preheating. Money bag. Oh, right. We're level 82, 20 minutes in. That makes sense. I think this is by far the strongest run I've ever had in my life. It's kind of insane. Ovens have locks? What a country. Yeah, in Canada, we don't even lock our ovens because, you know, we trust our neighbors. Hey, you know what? That's another thing I want to dispel the notion. I know that in Michael Moore's movie, Bowling for Columbine, he goes up to Canada and asks a bunch of insane people whether or not they lock their doors, and everybody says no. And that gives the perception that nobody in Canada locks their doors. Everybody... I think that I've ever met in Canada that I've ever asked lock their doors. And not locking your doors seems like the lowest value proposition dilemma you could ever come up with. It literally, all you have to do is go and then carry your key with you when you're already probably carrying a bunch of other keys. I don't understand why you... But, like, what do you get by not locking it? I guess you never lock yourself out. Do you wear slip-on shoes so you never have to learn how to, like, tie your shoes? Does your mom still pack your lunch on your way to work? Like... It just seems like, you know, it's a responsibility I wouldn't want to avoid. I once lived in a house with 4 people. The landlord only had 2 keys. Look, I've been there before, but like, you can get a key cut at the mall in like half an hour. I think it's like, forgive me for using this phrase, but I think not locking your doors is like virtue signaling. It's the same way when people are like, I don't wear a mask because I'm not afraid. I'm like, bro, that's not why. Like, I'm wearing a mask. Like, the reason you're not locking your doors is just because you want to be a person that identifies with, like, not locking your doors. You want to be like, I love my neighbor. I'm not afraid of anybody. We're all good people here, and the only way I can continue to believe that and show it is by not locking my door, even though it takes 2 seconds to do it. I'm not saying it would prevent someone from robbing you if they wanted to rob specifically you. But if they were just going around testing doors, yeah. I mean, if someone wants specifically you dead, that's tough. You know, the lock is probably not going to stop that. But if somebody is just like, I'm going to rob a house tonight, I think the lock could save you. Also, you know, I don't want, like, even not being robbed, but, like, I don't want someone to think that, like, you know, this is their friend's house, and then they just come in and, like, let my cats out or something like that. Just seems strange not to lock. It just seems weird to me. Yeah, take my chicken nuggets out of the oven. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Look at that. Steal my air fryer. So you're saying if you lock your door, they'll rob somebody who doesn't? Yeah. You know. They should have locked their door, to be honest. Oh, man, if they deleted my Peloton stats, I'd be furious. Like, it's the same thing, like, you know, in Vancouver, they tell you, especially, I mean, even in a parking garage, but especially if you park on the street, have nothing in your car because it's going to make you a target for, you know, getting your windows smashed and, like, the change stolen out of your cup holder. And I'm like, you know, I'm not victim blaming. There are definitely some times where, like, I go into a parking garage and I see someone's window smashed and I'm like, let me guess. You had, like, a CD in your CD player. I guess there's some irony, though, because another, I don't know if you'd call it anti-theft, but, like, another, deterrent that Vancouver drivers use or claim to use is, just leaving your car door unlocked at all times. So that if you're going to get robbed, at least they don't break your window to do it. Like, leave nothing in your car, but also leave your car unlocked, so if they try to rob you, they'll just, like, check the handle and then be like, oh, nothing's in here. Seth Rogen said he does that? I'm telling you, it's not... That's, like, a real Vancouver thing that I've seen. It's probably not just Vancouver, but... Oh, man, look at this. I did that and somebody took a poop in my car? Oh, man. Come on. That's not... I would probably... I mean, we lock our car. I don't want... I would rather they smash my window than took a poop in it, but... Dirty Mike and the boys. We could just stand still, I guess. What do you want me to do? Honey, wake up, a new frame just dropped. We'll get the XP, just wait a second, okay? We'll do like some delayed gratification, and then we'll go scoop up all these gems at once. I am visiting Vancouver in April. Any suggestions on what to do while my wife is at a conference? So for all the complaining I do about the city, it is beautiful. Like, I like living in Vancouver. It's just like, you know, when you live in a place, you get desensitized to the stuff about it that's good, and instead you're like, oh, it's so hard to make left turns. So, like, you know, that's not what you asked, but you should definitely, you know, the standard suggestions are like, you know, go to Stanley Park. I would recommend it if the weather's nice. It's very close to downtown and the convention center. You know, maybe if you could get out to Lynn Canyon, go on the Lynn Canyon suspension bridge. It's another classic Vancouver thing. Don't try to turn left on Kingsway. Anything to avoid? I mean, I guess, like, I mean, there were things that I would not do in Vancouver. But you probably wouldn't be doing them anyway if you were just there for, like, a vacation. You're not gonna get robbed, okay? Unless you're a car or a bike. You're not in danger, probably, I think. Don't quote me on that. That's not legally binding. Two minutes, huh? Dude, what is with your game? I don't know. What are you gonna do, rob me? Any restaurants to go to? There's so many, it's tough to give a recommendation. So, like, here's what if you're there for, like, a few days, I would say go to the West End, which is also near Stanley Park, and eat, like, some delicious Korean food or some delicious ramen. Maybe, you know, if you got the budget for it, you could definitely ball out on a unique sushi experience at, like, Miku or Minami or something of that ilk. You get a roast beef sandwich from Arby's in Langley, of course. That's a classic. Hey. Get a poutine at Costco. I work at Minami. Yo, this is my chance. You gotta bring back the crispy Brussels sprouts at Minami, okay? It was the appetizer or the side that got me to like Brussels sprouts in the first place. But you cool, trendy restaurants, you're constantly changing your damn menus because you're like, it's seasonal. Then you go to Minami and they're like, we don't have it. And I'm like, okay, give me like the soft tofu salad or something like that. And I'm like, oh, I wish these were Brussels sprouts. It's on the menu right now. Okay, it's back. Okay, okay. All right, I'll call off the dogs, all right? Is it back because I just told you to bring it back, or was it already there? I would like to buy some frames. We're almost done, okay? I visited Vancouver last year. Miku was awesome. I did get sick at Tim Hortons on my last day, though. You know what? That's a great piece of advice, actually. If you're coming to Canada in general, please do not eat at Tim Hortons thinking it's like a Canadian cultural experience. And I'm not saying like you should have known better, because I see people do it all the time. They're like, I'm in Canada, check it out. And I'm like, don't debase us like that. But I thought it was. I mean, there was like a time when it was, maybe, but that time has long since passed. Holy cow. Holy. I'm farming. I'm farming. Well, life comes at you fast, man. Anyway, we won. We unlocked reroll. We unlocked llama. Llama suit. All right. Well, that was easy. Son of a bitch. All right. Slash marker. I keep hitting the Windows key. Slash marker. Vampire. Survivors.